Hi everybody, Aaron Portzline here, Nationwide Arena. Allison Lucan is there. The Blue Jackets win 5-2 tonight over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Allison, did you see this one coming? Because boy, after the last two, I sure did not.
I did not see this coming.
Yes, more about the performance, I guess, than the result.
Absolutely.
John Tortorella this morning saying that he wants his team to be assertive from the start, to not wade into it. As they have the last couple of games and just never really got on track. They beat Ottawa, they lost to Philadelphia. Tonight, very physical, very assertive team. Both teams were very physical, and they get off to a pretty good start here. Early 4-1 lead into the second period before Pittsburgh really starts making a huge push and gets into this game. But what did you like about the way that the Blue Jackets started and the way that they played tonight?
Yeah, I think that they tilted the ice so effectively, particularly in that first period. And as Tort said after the game, not just because they were shooting a lot, but because they were passing.
Yes.
They were connecting on plays.
Right.
They were at like a 77% controlled exit rate out of the zone, which we've talked about the issues this team has had there. I thought every facet of their game was really, really. I mean, Oliver Bjorkstrand is out there deking around guys like he's playing against a junior team or something. It was just a very effective, well-executed performance.
Yeah. Gustav Nyquist, his second career hat trick, first as a Blue Jacket. His last goal scored with under a minute to play. Blue Jackets' first empty net goal of the season.
Last team to get one.
Yeah, and it 5-2, it seems like a pretty easy game here. It wasn't that.
Correct.
I should also say Nick Foligno had 2 goals tonight.
Yes.
So the goal scorers are out of the way. Pittsburgh, after getting dominated well in the second period, it was like 32-11. In the shot attempts at one point in the second period.
Look at you.
Yeah, right?
It's good.
And then you look at the score sheet now and you think, boy, Pittsburgh was really there the whole night. They had more shots, they had more shot attempts at the end. They were really a runaway train there from late second, most of the third.
Yep, and I think that, and I think anyone who was watching saw this. You could see it's a natural reaction of a team sitting on a lead like that against a team that they know just came back from trailing like this 2 nights ago.
Right.
It's natural to sit back and protect that lead. And what I liked, I'll have to look at the third period to confirm, but what I did like in the second period, even as Pittsburgh started to push in terms of quantity, the Jackets maintained the edge in terms of quality. They still had more scoring chances and better shots. So even as the volume fell off, again, the way they were playing did not change.
And oddly enough, as Pittsburgh's rolling there in the third period, and it's 4-2, and you're thinking, boy, I've seen games like this before that have ended 5-4. In the early years of the franchise, it was Detroit would do that to them. Later, it's been Pittsburgh, it's been other teams. And then Pittsburgh goes on a power play. They had some silly penalties. We'll get to that in a second. Milano with the tripping with 8:50 to play. You're thinking, oh boy, like why even tempt fate? Not a great penalty. Oddly enough, the Blue Jackets penalty kill, I felt like it got that game back to level ice again and sort of stop the flow of the Penguins, as odd as that may sound.
I asked Seth Jones about that specifically. I said, does the penalty kill ground you guys right now? And he said yes. I mean, and I think we know this is a position of strength for this team going back to last year. It had a rough start here, but it is now grounded again. And I think these guys feed off of it because they know that's how they're supposed to play. It's that aggressive, in your face. It's a microcosm of their forecheck, really, is what it is. And I think that it does. It centers them. It gets them out of their heads. They know they do it well. It's a great reset button for them.
And thank God they're good at it. Because of late, I mean, the Flyers game could have gotten out of control with the penalties. 5 in the first 2 periods. They have 4 penalties tonight. 2 of them, again, protecting 4-2 lead. Milano, away from the play, trips a guy. Easy call, has to be made. You could tell how mad Nyquist was with himself with 3:10 left. He's only had 2 goals at that point. But what a way to spoil a night if that should be the fuel that fires a comeback. He has a tripping penalty himself, just reaches around the guy in earnest attempt to get the puck, but not a bright play with the puck. These penalties are a problem. They got away with it tonight. I don't think they could play this way against the Penguins at full steam on most nights and expect to succeed. Is that fair?
I agree. And we didn't mention this, but the Pittsburgh Penguins were playing with 11 forwards.
Yes.
They had a late drop in Rust.
Yes, Brian
so they
Rust
were,
out.
and obviously Sidney Crosby is out.
Yes.
But this is a team, we've talked about this, that historically was very low in terms of committing penalties.
Right.
It's a good thing their penalty kill is good because these are not, and Dubois' penalty I did not like at all.
Yeah, I understand it. I understand it.
But there was, and I think you were saying this, the ref gives him a couple jabs.
You get a couple.
But he keeps going, and then he pauses. There's a pause, and then he goes again, and that's going to get called.
Yeah. Well, so let's go in on this. Hornqvist, Patrick Hornqvist was Patrick Hornqvist tonight. Yes. He does what he always does. I think he plays within the rule book with maybe a toe or two out of the above the line, if you know what I mean. He pushes it to the limit. Nothing against that. He hammers Dubois from behind against the wall. They've been going at it all night. They go back to the crease, and Dubois gets a couple of really good shots in on him.
Yep.
And you know the third one's going to get called.
Yep.
And he wails away. Not only does
and he's right in front of the crease.
He's right in front of the crease where all the eyes are.
Right.
And Hornqvist, of course, goes down as though he's Bjorkstrand. And boom, penalty. I get it. I understand it. When you're Pierre-Luc Dubois, you want to kill the guy.
Right.
Later in the game, Hornqvist is right up in the grill, and Korpisalo does his own work, pushes him away. D. Kukan, of all people, grabs him, almost takes his head off.
Right.
They were all over him all night, but this team does have to be smarter about it. There's a fine line between standing your turf and being silly about it.
Right, and I think, Korpisalo said he did feel he needed to do that. He did not get called.
Right.
Play was stopped.
Yeah.
If Dubois had shown the same decision-making, saying, I'm going to let you know I'm here,
right,
but I'm not going to cross that line, I don't mind that kind of play. But letting it go too far, can't do it.
Well, part of this is just learning the league.
For sure.
Right? So, like, you can't do what Dean Kukan did to Patrick Hornqvist. That's a penalty.
Right.
That's holding. But it's allowed because it's net front and you're pulling your guy away from the goal.
That's right.
So there are rules, but then there are gray areas sort of between the pages of the rule book.
Right.
And I think Dubois has been through this enough now. He's starting to come into the part of his career now where he should be figuring these things out.
Yeah.
And he should be doing to Hornqvist what Hornqvist does to him.
Yep.
So that's part of the growth process, though.
That's
These are the finer points that it takes some guys years to learn. Some guys never get it.
Yes.
They'll never get it.
Yes. One positive note I'd like to make.
Yeah.
This is one of those nights when there's too many good performances to maybe
Yes.
highlight. I thought Oliver Bjorkstrand had a tremendous game.
Was he on this? He had an assist, I believe.
He had an assist. He had a shot that Nyquist banked in off his butt.
Right. Yes. And Werenski is 100th career assist.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And I thought Korpisalo was really, really, really good.
Yep.
Especially when it started to get a little hairy there.
Yep.
In the third
And
period.
Anderson's warming a bit.
He looked like his old self.
He did.
Yes. The puck is going to go in eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah. Foligno now has 3 goals in his last 3 games, I believe.
As one does.
So here he goes. So thanks for watching. We will be back with you on Tuesday. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.